You look jacked on the field, Phil. I don't normally see you with the arms out, and you had a polo on, and your arms were humongous.
Really?
In a good way. You were jacked, man. Good for
wow,
you.
I am. You're almost making me humble here. This is unbelievable. You know, one of my teammates said something. Oh, you trying to show your arms? I said, yeah. I said, I'm going to not even lie. I did about 15 sets of curls the other day.
I will say one
really?
thing.
I said, yes, I really did. So
I will say one thing, Phil. They were pasty. Man, they were pasty.
Oh, see, I tried to do a nice thing.
No, he
Debbie
did look
Downer,
jacked.
there you are.
Yeah, but
okay.
but your arms were pasty. Hey, do you believe or do you agree with what Carl Banks said that Lawrence Taylor
can
said?
we talk a little bit before we get right into the business? I mean,
no, we got to get right into the
first,
business. We got a very condensed spot with you, and I got to get as much information out of you as I possibly can. So we just shut up for 5 seconds and let me ask you this question.
Never give me credit for anything, so shut up.
All right.
Gio,
one
thing you said this morning that's right, Gio.
Yeah.
When Boomer gives you a gift, you've got to slobber all over it because that's what he wants. Just, oh, thank you, Boomer. You're the greatest. Oh, thank you. And then you really can't thank him enough because hell, I don't know. And the sweatsuit, when I saw it, I went, oh, my God, it looks like a triple XL.
It's actually a large, Phil.
It did well, though. I saw it.
It's a large, but yes, it did. It looked a little bigger, but I mean, it fits perfectly. And I know it's probably tough for you to see this purple once again after what happened at MetLife Stadium. But yes, it's wonderful, wonderful Vikings polo.
All right, so let me get back to the question. Now that you've distracted everybody, the question was.
Yeah.
Carl Banks basically said he was talking to Lawrence Taylor because all you guys who were there celebrating the 100th season, the top 100 players. It was a great scene for all of you guys. Lawrence was not happy with the way the team was playing and how they looked, and that he could put 22 guys together right now out of that top 100 group that was there and go out and play better than the Giants did. Do you agree with that?
Well, there's certain things to that. One, if he put 22 of us together, we wouldn't even be able to run out for the introduction. So let's be serious there. But I understand what he was saying. Look, on the field before the game, which a lot of us were, and the energy in the stadium and everything like that, then you go upstairs and we're watching a little, and it just falls apart really right before your eyes. It was really disappointing. And, we didn't have any stake in the game, all the ex-players, but it was amazing how everybody kind of took it, not personal, but just going, dang, we thought this was a game the Giants could win. And I thought that too. But as I was watching the game from above, I went, wow, Minnesota looked bigger, they look faster, and, wow, they are extremely well coached. So I'll give them credit there.
All right, so let me ask you about Daniel Jones's performance. He's been getting ripped left and right. Listen, I questioned the way that he played. I thought that he was nervous. He looked, the word I used was skittish. That word was used back to describe Eli Manning back in 2007. Your initial reaction, then watching the tape, your reaction after that.
Well, a little thing, I'm not going to say I couldn't sleep Sunday night, but I couldn't wait. I just wanted to see the game again and really watch it. I got up to listen to Al and Jerry, and I was really disappointed they weren't on TV. I'm serious. It was 10-5. I said, well, I'll watch those two before whatever, let me see. And then Al just informed me that he's not on. I didn't know they weren't on TV. So, Al, I mean, you have no pull, no clout. I mean, they just crapped on you and Jerry both, or whatever.
Well, yeah, Phil, you're not going to believe this. They don't even get paid to do that hour here by the radio station. So, I mean, it's really bad.
Well, Al's not the sharpest thing in the drawer. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Whatever. But listen, I will say that, Boomer, here, I heard you say that, and I understand you saying it too, because that would be the definition of what a lot of people who follow the game would say about Daniel Jones. Me, I thought he was making decisions way too fast. In other words, hey, I'm supposed to throw it right on this play. And as he was dropping back, I don't like it. Let me go somewhere else. And, if he'd have stayed with the original read, I think, I didn't put down how many number of plays, he would have had more success. And you hear me say this all the time, and CBS and everywhere. When you're quarterbacking an NFL team, there's a lot of routine throws in the game. And that was one thing, too. I thought the Giants and Daniel Jones, they just missed too many routine plays where the guy's open. It might be a 4 or 5 yard gain, But always remember, well, sometimes they do break tackles and get extra yards. So that would, bothered me a little bit. And you just got to settle down in those games and be more relaxed, like I've heard you say, too. You have to be that way. You look at Sam Darnold. I give him a lot of credit. I thought he played really well, but he never got flustered. He was pressured early. He threw the ball as well as I've ever seen him throw it. They had a great game plan on offense, and I'm going to tell you, the Minnesota defense, they had an awesome plan, and they were ready for everything the Giants were showing them, and they executed it very well.
I guess the thing that I was most disappointed with outside of Daniel Jones and the interception, that the pick six, was the lack of pass rush from guys that I think the Giants absolutely need if they're going to be competitive at all this year. What'd you see from Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns specifically that was keeping them neutralized in the game?
Well, Brian Burns, like I'm sure all defensive ends think about after games, they go, oh, my God, I was so close. I could have been – he played with such abandon. It was incredible watching him play. And he was close many, many times of, disrupting plays. He did disrupt quite a few plays. There's no doubt about that. And he disrupts it when that's what he is, too, when he came here. I talked about it. I watched him in Carolina. He would disrupt the play, and somebody else would be there to finish it off for the sack or whatever it is. And I didn't see that, from the Giants. Now, Dexter Lawrence, he was fantastic as usual, watching him play. I mean, when he was singled up, man, I can't imagine any center that plays the Giants goes, oh, let me single up against Dexter Lawrence, because you lose every time. And so those two, I thought, on defense really showed tremendous effort, and I thought they played well, both of them.
All right, so let's move forward as we talk to Phil Simms about the Giants right now, and then we'll get to the Jets in a second.
Well, let me say this, too, real quick, Boomer. The Giants, as you watch the game, they did a lot of shifting, a lot of motion. And, everybody knows Brian Flores, the defensive coordinator at Minnesota. He likes to get after you and blitz a lot and all that. They did not do that. They faked it. They did a lot of different stuff. I'm sure the Giants, I would just think they were like, wow, we expected some blitzes and give us a chance to throw it deep down the field, which you were talking about, all week, that you thought the Giants were going to fire it down the field, but they really didn't have the chances because of the way Minnesota played. And the two guys they went out and got, Van Ginkel, oh, my God. I mean, he just knows how to play, plus he's got talent. And then who's the other guy they went out and got? Jonathan Gennard, the pass rusher, another guy. Harrison Phillips. He played so well for him, they gave him a contract on Monday. So, Minnesota really did a good job on defense prepared for
I mean, the other team definitely gets credit. I mean, but this, like we all thought, this was a game where the Giants were in their weight class, everybody seems to be saying these days.
Well, I thought so, too.
Yeah, and unfortunately
when I was standing on the field before the game, I said, oh, my God, there's no way they can lose because the crowd was on fire. And, I said, man, this is going to be tough on Minnesota. And it was a little bit early, but they hung in there, and they did the better job executing plays.
All right, so much for that. The one thing I will say about the crowd, and you know this because you experienced this as a player, I tried to explain it to Gio that, when you're playing in front of your home crowd and things are not going well, especially in your sixth year and the boos are raining down, in the first quarter and they're coming right at you, and that, it's not easy to play with that kind of anxiety. I mean, you feel it as a player. Yeah,
you can, and it's just how do you take it, and how do you feel about it, and what are you going to do? Do you do it by hey, I don't care? As Parcells would say sometimes, hey, you can't be afraid to go down in flames. So you got to be thinking and playing hard and just keep playing. And I'm not saying the Giants didn't do any of that, but they just never they never got into any rhythm, especially on offense in the whole game where you thought, oh, they can come back and they can get it done. It just didn't look like that any time watching the game. So.
All right, so here we go. Let me just ask you this now. Next week they go to see the Commanders, and it's Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels had, as Gio pointed out, a very weird game. It was very awkward. Yes. There are a lot of crazy things that happened because he is an incredible athlete, but he obviously doesn't understand the NFL yet. This is his first foray into this. He may run himself into some sacks, but if he plays the way that he played this past week, I don't necessarily know he's going to make it past week 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah, they'll learn. They'll learn, and Listen, his speed is really, truly, it is incredible watching him play. He might be the fastest quarterback in the NFL. But he took too many chances running the ball, too. You can't sit there and let him get those free hits on you as you're running. He'll learn that and all that. But overall, what they do on offense, Boomer, is so simple. It seems like every pass is 2 yards down the field, 5 yards down the field, or mostly behind the line of scrimmage. And if he doesn't like it, if it's not super clean and easy to see, then he's going to run. And that's what the Giants, I would think the number one thing on defense, let's try to keep him in the pocket. Don't overplay the pass rush and make him throw from the pocket to beat you. If you do that, I think it gives the Giants a great chance to do this. And listen, Baker Mayfield, he destroyed the Washington defense. I don't expect the Giants to do that, but, man, they threw it at will. The numbers were great. And Baker Mayfield was tremendous against Washington's defense. And last year they were terrible in pass defense, and it looks like they could be the same again this year. So we'll see how that goes.
I know you don't like it when guys like me are going to be disrespectful for those who work in the league. So I'll put this kindly. I don't think very highly of Cliff Kingsbury and what he does offensively.
Right.
And they went down the field to Terry McLaurin one time in that game, and Jaden Daniels has got as quick as he is, he also can throw the ball amazingly well down the field. I think Cliff Kingsbury is going to ruin this guy. I mean, am I off base on that with the way that they played offense on Sunday?
I'm not going to say you're off base. No, not at all. But I will say this. It's the first start on the road with a rookie quarterback, so I'm sure I can hear the meetings. All right, let's just be careful. Let's don't give him too much, and let's play really conservative because we don't want it to backfire in our first game and all that. Well, if that was your objective, it really worked against Tampa Bay. So I would expect a more aggressive game plan. And I know what you're saying about Cliff Kingsbury. I kind of think the same way. It's still the college offense, and not that that's wrong, but I haven't seen it work real well in the NFL. So you are definitely on it when you talk about Cliff Kingsbury. But I think this week they know they're going to go down the field, be a little more aggressive in the pass game.
Yeah, I would think so, especially against the Giants secondary that is not that great. All right, so Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, what are your initial impressions of what you saw on Monday night?
Well, many things. Mason, the running back, I thought I was watching Earl Campbell play for the Houston Texans. Holy Christ. And it was unbelievable. And, the thing about Kyle Shanahan and the Jets had to face, they, even back with his dad, I did many games in Denver. And if you made more than one move as a running back, you were allowed one little cut because it's make it and go. And, you watch the game, and I don't think one run in that whole game where they did anything where they stuttered their feet or anything. It's a quick little cut and pour it in there. So the Jets, I was shocked. They had no chance stopping the run. No matter how they lined up, they tried many different fronts. It didn't work. And but Aaron Rodgers, that's the big thing. Listen, his arm looked unbelievable. Maybe as good as I've seen it. But the movement, the play selection, once again, very careful, all these things. And, I was just disappointed in the Jets offense. I thought I'd see more chances, throwing it down the field even more than they did. So we'll see what they do this week.
Their defense got shredded, and I understand it's the 49ers and one of the most talented and best offenses in the league. Rob Saleh said that the defense was an easy fix. Do you see it as an easy fix?
Well, yeah, they're not going to play the 49ers again this year, so that's going to help. One thing. But, yeah, I think you can, by different fronts, using more defensive linemen, whatever, just playing a little different. But I don't have any words to be concise about that. But I understand what he's saying. It's they can do it, but, gosh, that was really tough. And let me say this. I hear you guys this morning. The Tennessee Titans, this is going to be – it's going to take everything the Jets have to beat the Tennessee Titans in their opening game down there in Nashville. The Titans' offensive line is good. They got players on defense. They got wide receivers now. And I know Will Levis made the bonehead play of the year against the Chicago Bears, always a big but. But if you take that one play away, he almost played a perfect game for him. And I think he's a different looking quarterback than I saw last year. Saw it in preseason. I saw it in the game against the Bears. But that one mistake, that was the one that cost him the football game.
Yeah, you talk about taking a step down in offensive weight class. This would be it. I mean, the Titans, while they do have players, and they spent almost $300 million on free agency in the offseason. And I was telling Gio this morning, I said, look, this defense is a really good defense. They still have Jeffrey Simmons in the middle of it, and it's not going to be easy, and the pass rush is going to be good. This is just who they are. But the big deal is that they are taking a step down when it comes to playing against a quarterback like Will Levis as opposed to Brock Purdy, who's the perfect fit for that offense in San Francisco. That's the big difference.
It is. I didn't even say that. I got to say this. Brock Purdy, he didn't play well. He played really well. And Boomer, I don't know if you noticed, I thought he threw the ball with more power than he has in previous years. I thought his decision-making, his placement of the football, all that was tremendous. It really was. But the Tennessee defense, Harold Landry, they got a rookie. When you see him line up over the center of the guards, you're going to go, is that two people or one? It's unbelievable. As
a first-round pick, yes.
Yeah, their second-round, Devondre Swift. Yeah, I mean, he is, and he's a player, too. But they got, the other thing, you think about, can the Jets open up their offense and throw the football? Well, they're going to be going against L'Jarius Sneed and Chidobe Awuzie, who they got from Cincinnati. So those are two really good corners, and this is going to be a really interesting game. The Jets' defense needs to be, to me right now, maybe more important in this game to win it for them than looking at the Jets' offense. Because going against Tennessee's defense, playing down there, their crowd will be crazy. It's going to be a tough way to win a game, but I think the Jets can do it.
What'd you think of Tom Brady's broadcasting debut on Fox?
Oh, man, I did listen to it, of course. I thought he did well. Listen, that first game and learning, I don't care how much you practice. Once you get in that game, a little different energy and feelings, and you're second-guessing maybe some of the things you say. But I thought overall he did a good job. And, the one thing I wanted to hear, why is it not working? What did you expect from the Cleveland Browns? Or, what was their game plan? Things like that.
Deshaun Watson is a mess. Deshaun Watson is a mess. He plays the position of. I don't know how Tom Brady did that game without criticizing Deshaun Watson. I mean, because he plays the game differently than Tom Brady ever played it, and runs out of the pocket for no reason. Can't seem to process down the field. And I'll tell you what, man, right now the Browns have buyer's remorse, and it's a $230 million contract that is an anchor around their proverbial, I would say, salary cap neck, because not only did they give up the assets to get him, they also paid him this ungodly contract that's going to kill the Browns.
Yeah, well, listen, Tom Brady, in 4 weeks from now, if he had Deshaun Watson played that way, he'll get him. The picture doesn't lie, and you got to tell the truth when you're doing these things. And sometimes it's not easy, but yeah, Deshaun Watson, not the same guy, doesn't have the speed, doesn't have the bounce. His arm doesn't look as good. I know he had the shoulder surgery and all that, but it's like he's just playing mean or angry, and he's not thinking as much as he should. Now, I didn't watch the game and closely to see if he was making good decisions all the time. But it looked bad on TV, so it had to be pretty bad in the film room, too.
Hey, by the way, we're going to pile into Shea Sims on October 20th, on Sunday, October 20th. We're coming over. We're going to watch the game. You're going to cook for us.
Okay, listen, first and foremost, I'll tell you when you're coming over. You're not telling me. Okay? And, yes, and, well, never mind. I just won't say what I was going to say. That's for sure.
Well, we're coming over the 20th.
I'm looking forward to that, actually.
Yeah. All right, so we're coming over 20th.
Well, okay, I'll look at my schedule, see if that works out for me.
Just so you know that Al Dukes is gluten-free, and he doesn't eat meat.
What? No.
He doesn't.
No, he eats lots of meat.
We're going to hold him down and make him eat it.
No.
Yeah, I do. I know.
By the way, what would you like Phil to make you, Al?
Hamburgers are good. I always like that. Yeah, chicken sausage.
Okay. Al, I make great hamburgers.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you're going to love them. That's that. Of course, steak. I do eat. I'm not one of those guys. I do eat meat probably 3 or 4 times a week now. So
you look like you eat meat now.
That's why he's all jacked up.
Yeah, I know. He does look like he eats meat. Hey, by the way, but you are gluten free with the buns and stuff, right?
Well, I don't eat any buns, so no buns needed.
Oh, you want lettuce around your hamburgers?
No, just hamburger and a plate is good for me.
A hamburger and a plate.
I'll tell you what, Al. I'll feed you, and then we'll go downstairs in my weight room, and we'll just get you a little pump so you can wear some T-shirts and stuff or whatever. I don't know.
Okay, a little swole.
How about you, Gio? You want to get down there and get a little pump?
Yeah, I haven't lifted weights since the year 1999, and I'm not kidding. Last year, high school football. So sure, I'll break that streak with you at Shea Sims.
Well, you guys, and listen. You're funny. You do a lot of great, but listen, you're golf. I mean, come on. Oh my God. Oh, let's play. We're going to play golf today. So you're playing today, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So what is the wager going to be? What do y'all wager when you go?
Well,
play
we're going to
golf?
be playing against two guys like who are pretty good, not great, but pretty good. Mm-hmm. And our wager will probably be like a 20-20-40 or a 40-40-80, something like that. Nothing big.
Oh, okay.
It's just about taking a little bit of money, making sure the money changes hands. That's basically what it comes down to.
Got to put something on it. Yep.
Yes.
And what's your handicap now, Gio?
It's a 20.4 index. At this place, it'll probably be like a 23, something like that.
Okay. And Boomer, what's yours, you cheating dog? Go ahead, tell me.
8, right around an 8.
Boomer, you were a pro quarterback.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, what do you do? 8?
Yeah, I'm
playing. What are you playing right-handed?
No, man. I just the way it is.
Yeah, you like to keep it nice and comfy. I know what you do, but okay.
All right, Phil. Great talking to you.
Guys.
Talk to you next week, man.